Hi my babies, hi, and welcome back to another Sunday in Mimosa. I told y'all they are officially back, okay? So this Sunday in Mimosa is when the sex is good, but everything else is toxic. But before we get into it, y'all know I gotta let y'all know that the sale is still on until the end of March. You could get 15% off all Queen Alchemy Yoni steams, and you could also get 25% off all readings and all counseling sessions. Now, let's get into this because I'm ready to go ahead and, okay, click, clack, bow, be done with this situation. So this is the story of me and someone y'all have heard quite a few times. Devil Dick. Oh, I know. Oh, yes. It's time. Okay, it's time, baby. So me and Devil Dick met on Facebook. I want to say it was the spring of 2017. And he added me as a friend. And he caught my attention when he commented on a post that I had put up about like how like guys keep asking me out on a date, but it's like all y'all care about is $2 Tuesdays and going to the club and this, that, and the third. I'm like, I like museums, and I like going to seminars, and I like traveling, and this, that, and the third. Like, I'm into different things. I don't care about no $2 Tuesday. I'm like, I like going to concerts, and, watching documentaries, cooking food, having a picnic, like shit like that. That's Nina, okay? I don't give a fuck about going to the club. And he was like, that sounds like some 90s R&B shit. He like, that's my type of woman. And the conversation really kind of started from there. So we started inboxing back and forth for a while, and then we started with phone calls, and then he finally convinced me to meet up with him. Now, the thing about him is, this was probably another one of them Sunday mimosas. I was like, I don't want to do it, but I know I got to do it. Because like I said, I'm not perfect, and I'm not innocent. If you know the story of how I was born into this world, my mama technically seduced my daddy. Okay, let's be honest. Seduced my daddy, and my dad was living with his baby mama, and they already had my sister, and they had my oldest brother. Well, they started messing around. One thing led to another. Mama ended up getting pregnant with me. But by the time mama ended up finding out she was pregnant with me, my pops had got married. He wasn't married when she got impregnated with me, but he ended up marrying his baby mama, which is now his wife. So, because I grew up different from a lot of people, I didn't have my father. I couldn't call my father when I wanted to call my father. I still have not been in my father's house, and he's lived in the same house, I believe, before I was born. And I have not been in this man. I've been in his driveway. I've been in his neighborhood. I've been in his cul-de-sac. But I have not been in that man's house. I have not stood on that man's porch. And I have also not met my stepmother. So because that is a deep wound, naturally, those are the type of men that I attract in. After my 2 heartbreaks that I had, and then also dealing with baby dick, like I was definitely over looking for a relationship or wanting, like, basically, if I talk to somebody, I'm not looking for it to really go anywhere. Like, if it goes somewhere, great. If it doesn't, I'm trying not to be that hurt, okay? I'm trying not to be that hurt, So, when I met him, and this is the reason why I told y'all, they keep putting stuff in front of my face, like, I know I need to speak to y'all about it, like, I know we need to touch on it for, like, healing purposes, but it's like other people I keep having conversations with, even with certain celebrities that been in this same situation that I've been in with Devil Dick. And it's not something that you try to get into. It's just something that happens. And you don't mean for it to happen, but it happens. So, listen to me closely, you judgmental ass people. Okay? He was married. He was separated, though. And but that's why I say married. Because I'm not going to make an excuse. Married is married. Trust me. His wife was already out there clubbing and fucking and doing whatever the fuck, okay? They were separated. I would not ever dare break up a fucking happy home. The fuck? And I definitely wouldn't date no married man, whether he's separated, going through a divorce or not, and be expecting to be in a relationship. Now, I know certain people that were, you know, we may have heard of that been in the same predicament as well. And that's why I know God's telling me go ahead and speak on this, because a lot of people end up in this situation, whether you realize it or not. It is not an intentional thing, but it happens. He was separated when we met, okay? So we ended up meeting up at one of my favorite local beaches. And it was actually my first time going there. And I love that beach because it has like a lot of like black culture, black history in it. And it's really, really beautiful. It's so peaceful. So we met up. And y'all already know, okay, I bought my blanket, laid the blanket down on the sand. We grounded on the sand, bought my crystals and stuff. We spoke for a really long time, y'all. I mean, we were together for hours, okay? We was together for hours, like just speaking about like different pains and things we've been through, and we both do music. So it's like we had a lot in common. We both at the point in time we weren't in a good space with our fathers. Like we had a lot in common and stuff. A lot of inner childhood wounds that was similar as well. But I also bought my cards. Okay, I don't just do tarot readings. I do oracles and okay. Dang, closed-minded people, I'm just saying. But I believe it was my oracle cards though, because that's how I started, as an oracle reader. Not a tarot reader, thank you. And I did a reading for him, and he's like, man, that shit was on point. And so the beach was closing. And to those who don't know, at a park and at a beach, when the sun go down, that means get your ass the fuck off it, okay? You can't stay there. It's illegal, actually. So the sun started going down. The police started riding around with their lights on, let everybody know y'all need to get off the sand. So we went and sat in my car. And we was kicking it. And, I mean, we was sitting there talking for like a good 45 minutes to an hour before the police pulled up on us. But we hadn't left out the parking lot. And they were like, do y'all have somewhere else to go? And we was like, oh yeah, sorry, we just got so caught up in conversation. And it was like, oh no, y'all okay, but y'all just gotta leave. So he was like, follow me. And we ended up going to this bank parking lot. And we sat and talked for like maybe another 30 minutes. But y'all, when I say we was together for hours, we was together for hours, okay? When I say that man is fine, okay, that man is fine, okay? But the conversation and the vibe was there. And he's an Aries. And what I love about him is his personality. He's funny. He makes me laugh. He's intelligent. He's conscious. So, like, we would have all different type of conversations. Plus, we both love music. But, you know, he's an Aries. He got the asshole side to him, too. But it's like the vibe was definitely there, and we was definitely vibing. So, we ended up kissing. I tried to take one of his hoodies. Okay? Y'all already know how we are with the hoodies. But it was a hoodie he was selling, so I understood why he didn't let me take it. And that shit was comfortable though, cause it was cold. He let me put it on. I was like, yeah, I'll see you later. He's like, no, take the hoodie off. I was like, damn. But we did end up kissing that night though. But it's like we kept the phone call conversations going and stuff. And it was a little while before he got to see me again. And it's like our schedules wouldn't link up too. So one day my little cousins came into town and they was like, yeah, we trying to go do something. And I was like, let's go to the beach. So we actually ended up going to my other favorite beach out here, and I actually ended up finding my favorite chill spot on that beach, because it used to not be a lot of people down that end, but now it's like everybody is down that end. Mary, Joseph, Peter, okay, Paul, all of them down that end now. It's like, dang, this was the quiet end of the beach, but you know. So I did like a little mini photo shoot for my cousin, because he's a model. And we were just out there laughing and joking, laid my blanket down again, and we waited for him to show up. And I was telling them about him, because we was kind of speaking to each other like on the phone, off and on all day. And so I dropped my pen, he pulls up, he meets my little cousins. We out there laughing and joking like we all known each other for a really long time. He played his music. They weren't feeling his music, but they didn't want to hurt his feelings, so they didn't say nothing. But me and him ended up kicking it, because they left, and my cousin was like, you good? And he was like, yeah, I'll give her a ride home. So I was like, yeah, I'm good. So me and him, because he didn't want to, he wanted to stay with me a little longer. So me and her ended up kicking it on the beach by ourselves, and we did 69 on the beach, okay? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, let me tell you, because I definitely had sand in places I don't ever want sand again, okay? I don't ever want sand again. I was like, oh, nah. But why we stopped though was because he like kind of pushed me off him and he jumped up off the blanket and started screaming. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? He said, something's moving up under me. Something's moving up under me. And he flipped the blanket back and it was a baby crab. A baby crab had ran up under the blanket. I was like, yep, that's a sign. Time to go. So we walk back to his car. He opens the door for me like a gentleman, closes the door. Get back to my crib, opens the door for me like a gentleman, closes the door. And he let me know he definitely wanted to see me again. He was like, yeah, I'm definitely feeling you. So, we were vibing. So we did keep messaging back and forth and talking on the phone. Then one night, I let him come see me. And he ended up spending the night. We watched the documentary. We kissed. We cuddled. We fell asleep. And however, the next morning, when we woke up, that nigga got me. We ended up having sex. That nigga got me. I'm not going to know why he got the name Devil Dick. I swear. Shit. I swear that dick good. Okay? I'm sorry. That's why he got the nickname Devil. That shit don't make no sense, boy. I said, Lord, have mercy, okay? It don't make no sense. And it was like, I purposely tried to keep my distance from him so I would not get addicted to him. And that was my main goal, like, don't get addicted. But that kind of became our norm. He would come over, I would cook, we would chill, watch a movie, a documentary. He would play me his music. We would have deep-ass conversations. I do a read, we end up having sex, going to sleep, waking up, having sex. He kick it for a little minute, and then he would go to work or wherever it was he needed to go. Like, he even stayed a couple times where he brought his work clothes with him, and he took a shower and stuff and headed straight to work. Like, I mean, we had a vibe. We had a vibe. And one time, my grandma came in my room early in the morning to close my window, because I sleep with my window open, because she cut the air on. And that's the day grandma learned to stay out in a room or knock before she come in, because she came into some butt booming nakedness that grandma was not ready for. Okay? And grandma, I was so embarrassed. And then he had to walk past her, and that was their first time meeting. I said, God, Lord, this is not good. Okay? But one good thing about him as well, he is a mechanic. So he used to fix, he was my number one go-to. That boy definitely know cars. He know what he doing when it come to fixing cars. Like, I cannot take that away from him. So one of the reasons why I ended up starting to back up from him is because I had a dream, because he grew up Jehovah's Witness, and like his dad kind of shunned him. And I had a dream, and it was one night when he actually wasn't over there. And I had a dream that he was like sleeping in my bed with me, and he was talking to his dad on the phone, and his dad asked him where he was at, and he was like, oh, I'm at Nina's crib. And his dad got mad. He was like, well, you shouldn't be over there, and this, that, and the third. I mean, he was Jehovah's Witness. Y'all know how that shit go. Like, people gotta be more realistic and understand that shit happen. Okay, I ain't making no excuse for me, but understand that shit happens. Like, yes, legally they're married, but emotionally, like, it was not there. It was not the same. Okay. So I felt like his father was judging me. I don't think he actually did tell his dad about me, but that dream was enough for me. Okay, that dream was enough for me. I said, yeah, I gotta back up from you. So we started backing up from each other. But it's like, we still had a vibe. And even before we had started backing up, I remember it was like a couple weeks before my birthday, he had came over and we was kicking it and stuff, and we was vibing. And like, it just be peaceful. Like, I try to make it, when I'm dating somebody or I'm talking to somebody or in a situation, I try to make shit as peaceful as I can for them. Cause they already going through enough with every other situation in their life. I just be trying to make shit peaceful for people, okay? I try not to be people's stressor, But apparently he was feeling me hard enough. The man asked me to move in with him. And I thought about it, but I kind of tried to avoid answering it. And then he came back around to it later on in the conversation. He was like, you heard what I asked you? And I was like, what? He was like, you want to move in with me? And I told him I would think about it. But that think about it took a really long time. Because I knew I wouldn't. He actually had took me more serious than I had to. I didn't know that man. I found out later on when we had a conversation. He was like, of course I love you, Nina. I was like, I didn't know you loved me back then. He was like, how the fuck you ain't know I love you back then? I asked you to move in with me. I'm like, nigga, I didn't. Okay, you were separated. I'm not thinking relationship. I'm okay. I'm just getting you through. Okay, like like I didn't think the man really had feelings for me. He really loved me. Although he'll probably say different, but he know the truth. Okay, we know the truth, sir. He asked me to move in with him actually twice. It was when we had that conversation. It was like, you ain't know that I love Janina. I asked you to move in with me. I love you as I love you. Will you move in with me? Is will you move in with me? Why are we playing guessing games? Okay. Why are we playing guessing games? So also something else that happened before we separated first time, I forgot. My ex-female best friend, I actually found out way later on that the bitch is into witchcraft. The one that I let stay with me, the bitch is into witchcraft. And I didn't know that then because I didn't understand the difference between spirituality and witchcraft. And I'm thinking everything's just spirituality because that's what they're calling it. But it's not. That shit is witchcraft. So she used to be in this group with this guy named Boots, okay? And he has all the spells and stuff in his Facebook group. And like she added me to the group and stuff. I didn't know that bitch was doing witchcraft. And then I'm wondering why your ass doing homeless. That's why. When you do witchcraft and play with tricks of spirits and be casting spells and shit, you gonna have to pay for it. The fuck? But I knew it, he had like a list of spells and stuff in there. And his wife took his son from him. So I went in the group and I looked for the spell and I sent him the spell and I told him what to do. I ain't ever cast the spell. I ain't ever cast a spell on no one. Ain't ever cast a spell, period. But I knew it was spells in there and I gave him the spell and he said it worked. His son did. She ended up bringing his son back. Okay. I ain't perfect. I ain't innocent. I ain't about to make myself look good. Okay. I did pass the spell to the man that was in the group, in that Facebook group. But once I realized them motherfuckers was doing witchcraft, cause he came up there doing some crazy ass demonic looking shit one time. Baby, I got the fuck up out of there. If I would have known that bitch was doing witchcraft, baby, I would have left her ass in motherfucking Jersey. Okay. I would have left her ass in motherfucking Jersey. But like leading up to basically the point where me and him like kind of started falling off from each other. He was basically spending, at one point he was spending like the night damn near every night. Like, or it'd be like every couple of days. It'd be like 3 times a week at least though. But when I got a job and stuff, I kind of started falling back from him and he kind of started falling back too. But we did keep a bond and a friendship, and like I would hit him up when like the car needed to be fixed and stuff. And like he would hit me up to check on me. I would hit him up to check on him. I remember when his pops passed away, I definitely hit him up to check on him and he thanked me. He really appreciated it because he was going through it a lot. He was going through it a lot, but him and his pops did make up and I was so happy to hear that shit. I was so happy to hear that shit. Yeah, 2 years. Because after like I lost my baby and stuff, like I definitely was just focusing on my healing. But he is actually the one, if you go listen to the sexual, what is it called? Spiritual sexual transfers video, he's the one that I spoke about that came to the hotel room. That would be that story there. Okay, that would be that story there. It was actually my next door neighbor named Kia that actually cast the spell on. She cast it on me and him because she ended up meeting him too. And like my sister kept feeding her lies, saying I was doing all this stuff to her that I wasn't doing, and she believed it. I remember the girl asked her one time in front of me, she was like, you and your sister good? I was like, why would she ask you me and you good for? And she looking at me confused. Like when I say my sister is such a pathological, compulsive liar, the shit is ridiculous. Okay? This shit is ridiculous. But that's when that happened though. But that was with Devil Dick. So in 2020, I know quarantine happened. And me and him ended up linking back up because he wanted me on this song. I ain't gonna lie, the song was fire. The song was fire. So I came over to his crib. He had like a mic and stuff. And he would record the track and then he would take it to the studio to get it like mixed and mastered. So I came over to record my verse, but I wasn't confident enough. And we ended up having sex again. Let's go ahead and just skip to the main point of it. Okay? I ain't gonna lie, that was some of the best sex of my life. Oh my goodness. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. We basically ended up turning each other out. Basically is what happened. And I didn't know he was feeling me again. And he wanted me to come over more. And that's when he asked me to move in again. He said he would clean out his children's room and let me do my YouTube tarot readings and stuff, my videos and stuff in there. And I remember I was over there one day. And I was like, yeah, I do YouTube videos and da-da-da-da-da. But he knows that because I did a personal reading for him on this channel. So even if I delete the video, the person can still click on the link and it's going to take them to my YouTube channel. So they can still see what I'm up to. So I was like, yeah, go on my YouTube channel. And he refused to go on my YouTube channel. And the reason why is because if he would have went on my YouTube channel, I would have seen all them red lines across my video letting me know he been watching. Okay, because he used to comment every once in a while. He will pop up in the comments. I'm like, what is Devil Dick doing commenting for? I was actually recording a reading for y'all when I gave him that nickname. I was like, oh my God, y'all, one of the guys I used to talk to is calling me right now. I was like, oh, Devil Dick. And I just said Devil Dick out my mouth. And that's how I came up with that. And the definition of Devil Dick and Pandora Pussy is someone where the sex is good, but everything else is toxic. Because we was vibing at first, but then shit started to take a turn. Because after 2020... and I went over there that last time in 2020 and had sex with him. And I took him a Queen Alchemy care kit. It's like he really saw I gave a fuck about him. I always did, though. Like, he's a dope-ass person. It's just he rough around the edges. Like, he can be rough with how he speak to people. And sometimes he could be selfish, all honesty. Now, I don't know where he's at now in his growth and this, that, and the third. But... yeah, how shit end up between us, I'm good on having a conversation with that man. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. But, like, it was like 2020, it's like I didn't realize he was catching feelings for me again and this, that, and the third. I didn't realize I was catching feelings for him, too. And I was over there one night, and we had sex, and we was drinking, and my car got towed. And I had to come out the pocket for it, but all the money I had at the point in time was going towards bills. And I'm like, I got shit in separate accounts to pay this bill here, to pay that bill over there, like, to get inventory for this. And I'm like, fuck, man, this shit fucking $125 fucking dollars. And I had the money, but it was going to take me like 7 minutes to pull all the money into one account, though. And he ain't got no patience because he an Aries. And he was like, Nina, I'll just pay for it. I'm like, you ain't got to pay for it. He was like, come on, let's go get the car. So he takes me to go get the car. And he pays for it. But I told him before I left, I said, I'm going to pay you back. I guess he thought I was bullshitting him. He spoke to me the next day. He was like, Nina, I can't give you no more money like that. I said, ain't nobody asked you for it. Ain't nobody asked you to pay for it. I said, but you'll have your money within 48 hours, boo-boo. And he had his shit the next fucking day. I said, what's your cash app? And he sent it to me, send it shit to nigga. He been burnt by so many females before. He really thought I was going to run off on him. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I ain't ever asked you for no money, bro. I ain't ever asked nobody ever dated for no money. So you can't control me. Period. I'd rather make my own. I don't want you controlling me. Period. I was like, you got me fucked up. I hustled that money. I sent that shit right back to him the next day. You got me fucked up. He was shocked. He didn't want to say he was shocked, but he was shocked. And one time he did call me to beat up his wife. He said, Nina, he said, how much for you to beat my wife up? I said, what? I said, first off, I'm going to need bail money, okay? I might need canteen, depending on them, let me get out, okay? I said, boy, I'm not doing that shit. Y'all need to work out whatever y'all need to work out. I'm not doing that shit. And then in 2021, that's when shit really started going left between us. He was irritated with me because I had dated somebody else, and he didn't want to hear about it. And I know he didn't want to hear about it, but he was dating somebody else, and I would sit there and let him vent to me about her and how she get on his nerves and this, that, and the third. But when I want to vent about the person that I was dealing with, which I wasn't even dealing with no more, he turned his back to me. He don't want to hear it. I'm like, oh, you so childish. Like, I ain't even dating the person no more. I'm just venting to you about what happened between you. Venting to me about your chick, like the fuck? And like, it made him feel some type of way. So he was dating this lady. But they won't in a commitment because she was still doing who she wanted to do on the side. But they won't in no commitment though. And he was still in the process of getting a divorce. I go over this man's house. I did over $350 worth of spiritual work. Plus I also cleaned that man's house. I mean, I was like, you take this room, I'll take this room. I was like, I'm going to need cleaning supplies. That man had no cleaning supply. He didn't even have toilet tissue. Yeah, baby wipes. I said, oh no. Okay, no. I went to go clean the tub, baby. Why is it's cups and shit in the tub though? I did not realize that boy was depressed. I did not realize that boy was going through a depression till I went to go clean his house. I'm thinking he really cleaned up. I go open up the closets to go smudge, which is the last thing I do before I leave my client house. Where I have a consultation with them at the end. But I smudge and then I have a consultation. Smudging is the last thing I do. Yo, I open up them closets. I seen all that shit stuffed up in them closets like a little kid threw all that stuff. I was pissed, boy. I'm like, I thought you actually clean. What is the point of me doing all the spiritual work in here if it's not clean? Cleanliness is next to godliness. But then again, I that's also when I found out he's into magic. He's the one that he did when we first started talking. He taught me about sex magic. And I found out sex magic actually can be quite a dangerous thing. Because that's the same thing as playing with trickster spirits. Yeah, you're going to get what you ask for, but you don't get to keep it. The fuck? You don't get to keep it. It's just like that lady to them that drinking that potion, having sex with my homeboy. It's the same thing. That's sex magic. Man, listen, y'all better wake up and pay attention. It ain't no damn coincidences. The boy in the magic, he like doing the jar spells, and he told me he be putting people names in the jar with pepper and hot sauce and putting it in his freezer and shit. That's the one. I said, boy, you better take me out that damn freezer. Because they kept showing me he kept putting me in his freezer, putting a spell on me. But the jar, he's like, everybody name he would put in the jar, their jar would be okay. But every time he put my name in the jar and would put it in his freezer, the jar would break. Because God was telling you, leave me alone, boy. God was telling you, leave me alone, boy. That's why they think I'm a witch. Because the shit that they usually cast on other people don't work on me or don't work the way they want it to work on me. That's why they think I'm a damn witch. No, baby, I'm Hercules. I got a gold string, not a regular one, okay? God body, baby. That's what that mean. Exactly. The crazy ass shit I done got myself caught up in. The crazy ass shit I done got myself caught up in. So he did look out because my mama's car was about to get towed by the police because she's irresponsible. And she didn't go get her car fixed when I told her to go get her car fixed. So she failed inspection. And yeah, that bitch was about the police wrote on that window. We coming to get it this day if these tags ain't right. Tell me why that boy showed up the fucking day before. It was 2 days before. This is how God worked. He showed up 2 days before and he could have got in trouble and lost all his shit. And he put them tags up there on their car for us. He put them tags up there on that car for illegally. And I will always appreciate the fuck out of him for that shit, yo. I will always appreciate him for that. Because he ain't have to do that. And he told me, he was like, yo, somebody asked where them tags come. Don't you tell them it came from me. I said, okay. And they were official tags. Because he's a mechanic. He worked at a mechanic shop. He stole the tag from his job. Well, they get him like a notebook or something. And he just took an extra one and, you know, of course we paid him, you know, okay. But it's like, I definitely appreciate him for that. I do. Like, I can't even say thank you enough. I can't even say thank you enough for that. But I ended up going over his house. And I bought him some food because he was hungry. And we ended up having sex. And I didn't mean to. Because it was his son's birthday. And they was over there. And oh my gosh, his son, I've been around his youngest a couple of, that is my baby. Okay? That is my baby. And just like his daggone daddy, he brought him over there one time to fix the car. That little boy ran up to me, smacked me on my ass, and ran off smiling. I said, you better be lucky you a child. Okay? You better be lucky you a child. And I told his dad about it. He told some, it's human nature. It's natural for him to do that. Boy, that boy gonna catch a charge. You don't tell him stop doing this shit, okay? You don't tell him stop doing this shit. And he cute. He look just like his damn dad. I said, if you lucky, you cute. Okay, you lucky, you cute. But I ain't gonna lie, his youngest, that's my baby. That's my baby. His youngest full of so much personality. He ain't shy. He ain't scared to walk up to nobody, have a conversation with them. He gonna tell you about yourself. Okay, that's my boo. I love me some him. That is my baby. But I went over there. He locked them out. You know, they were downstairs watching cartoons. And we ended up having sex. And we had sex in the bed. And that's the first time I ever had sex with him in the bed. And I really think that was my sign from God to leave that man alone. Because that sex is always good. Like the time before last we had sex for 45 minutes straight. And we was a missionary. When I said that shit was amazing. Okay? That's why I said it's possible to turn somebody out a missionary. Like, about doing lying. Okay? That shit was ridiculous, y'all. But the last time we had sex, it was bad. And I knew that was God telling me, Nina, That's enough. You've outgrown. Cause it was every once in a while we would have sex, and I knew that was God telling me that's enough. You've outgrown this. Don't do that no more. So I backed up. And I did tell him though, like, because we ended up getting in an argument for like, I want to say like a week straight, like going back and forth on Facebook Messenger. Because he was mad with me because I told him, I said, you know what? I do love you. Oh, he was pissed. He said, why the fuck would you tell me that now? You know I'm talking to somebody. I ain't know the boy still cared about me. So it put him in a bad predicament. I ain't know. I was just telling you. But see, this was the other thing that pissed him off too. I told him, I said, I love you, but I don't want to be with you. That shit pissed him the fuck. How you gonna tell me you love me, but you don't want to be with me? I've been waiting all this time. How the fuck I was supposed to know you been waiting all this time? You ain't tell me that shit. Y'all better do better and communicate, okay? Y'all better do better and communicate. So it's this place out here called Planet Conscious, okay? And I really promoted the hell out of these people. I did a lot of laughs with these people, this, that, and the third. And they got a vendetta against the girl because they think I have an issue with them. And I don't have an issue with, well, I didn't have it. I got an issue with them now. I ain't have an issue with them then, though, at the point in time back in 2021. Because people don't want to be childish and not have adult conversations. And Nina ain't got time for reindeer games. Y'all gonna hear that story too. But he started going over there. So I had made some Rasta pasta. And I made way too much Rasta pasta. I'm the only one that eat Jamaican food in my house. So I'm the only one eating it. And I'm like, I had a 16-ounce box of penne noodles. Like, yo, somebody got to come help me eat this. I was giving out food to homeless people and everything. I was hitting people up. Come get a plate of Rasta pasta. I made way too much. Okay. And I don't want this shit to go bad. He was one of the people I hit up. He said he was going to come get the plate on his way home from work. He ended up going over there to Planet Conscious. He bought some food from them and then posted it in the stories to let me know. Me and him ended up getting in a month-long argument because my sister went over there with her fuck ass and lied on me because she can't stand that I'm the one with all the attention on me that I don't even want. I can't help that God gave me multiple talents. I can't help that God gave me a good heart and I be doing charities and stuff in the hood, this and the third. That's what God put on my heart. So this lady done went to Ebony Arts and Gifts and Planet Conscious and all these other places that she seen me go to that she know I had a good rapport with to make me out to be a psycho and a crazy person and to make it seem like something mentally wrong with me and how I be treating people. I don't treat people bad. You treat me bad, bitch, I'm gonna give you what you asking for. So he believed the shit that the people at Planet Conscious told him. And what my sister said, my sister who I've never been close to, when Krishan said that her and her sister been beefing since childhood, I felt that shit. Cause my sister molested me too. I know exactly what Krishan talking about. You've been jealous of me because I was born. You molested me because you're attracted to me because you wish that you fucking looked like me and you wish that you had my body. And then you're mad because I get all this attention. Bitch, you ain't about to become famous off of my name like Krishan's sister did her. No, the fuck you're not. You're 40 years old with no license, no college. The bitch, you ain't got nothing. You couch hopping. The fuck? And then people sitting there believing that bullshit. But you don't do anything though. And he ran with that shit. And me and that man got in a month-long argument, yo. And he just straight down talked me and degraded me. Just straight down talked me and degraded me. And the conversation started because he called to tell me that his divorce was getting finalized. And I said, well, why are you telling me for? I'm like, don't you got a boo? Tell your boo that. And he was like, well, Nina, you're the only person that's been there for me basically the whole step of the way. He said, I felt like you deserve to know that. Meaning, I still got feelings for you. Keep your mixed, wishy-washy feelings over there with the Planet Conscious people over there doing fucking witchcraft circles on people. Yeah. Story coming soon, bitch. Okay? Over there doing witchcraft on people. You over there at a shop that supports child molesters, my nigga. That's why I stopped fucking with them. Get the story right now. So he gonna clap at me for these people back. Fuck out my life, my G. Stop watching my YouTube channels. Why are you still watching me on YouTube, baby? I forgive you. I release you, baby. I wish you the best with your career and whatever else you choose to do. I wish you the best of health. Okay? And I wish you the fuck away from me, baby. Keep believing that bullshit my mama and my sister feeding you, boo. Cause you look crazy. Keep believing that bullshit. It's crazy how people sit there and spend time with you, have intimate time with you, and I ain't speaking about sexual. Like just the conversations me and that man had, and it never clicked in your head when my sister and my mama was telling you all that bullshit that maybe that they're fucking lying. Anytime you see my sister on my Facebook, that bitch is in the passenger seat. She ain't got no driver's license. I had to drive her everywhere. She came to my vending events, to my performances. When I went to Mississippi, I paid for all that shit. That bitch was the tag along. I paid for the rental. I paid for the space. I paid for the hotel room. I paid for the food. I paid for every fucking thing. Fucking miss me. You gonna believe lies? Like I said, you gonna hop shit, baby. Keep motherfucking hopping with your fan ass. I wish you and your children the best, sir. So, babies, the lesson that we got from this, heal that inner child and don't become the people that hurt you. Because just because that man was degrading me for a month straight in the messages, I did not degrade him back. But I did defend myself. Because you always got the right to defend yourself. Please heal that inner child. And this is what I mean by when you don't know you have a damaged inner child, you can make mistakes or you can make poor choices based from a damaged place. Nina loves Nina now. Nina has boundaries now. Okay? A married man can't come nowhere to fuck near me. If you have tried to fucking miss me, oh, you married? I'm good. Fuck out my face. Go speak to your wife. I had a married man that addressed me last year that was separated, but the nigga still had his ring on. Fuck out my face. Go speak to your wife. I'm not playing that shit no more. Don't give a fuck if you are separated. No. Take your time to heal. And that's the message for the people like getting divorced and stuff. Take your time to heal. Cause y'all be creating confusion and chaos and messing other people lives. Take your time to heal. And also, don't be so damn judgmental, especially you don't know the whole goddamn story. So, alright, babies. I'm your girl, Virgo Garden. If you didn't know that shit, I bet you know that shit now. How to follow me, how to book me, how to get my wonderful, beautiful, amazing products that you all love so much will be down below in the description box. I love you, babies. The message is, because I ain't got no ill will towards that man at all. Or even the planet conscious people, okay? I really wish all of y'all the best. Okay, but just know all that witchcraft shit y'all doing. Oh, it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass for sure. It's gonna come back and bite y'all in the ass for sure, honey. Okay, you don't get away with that. No, you don't. No, you don't. But just really sit and reflect, especially under this Venus retrograde. Like, look at the timing of God that I'm finally stop procrastinating. Now, this is something I actually was procrastinating with, okay? Putting this out because I'm like, how do I address this? I want to make sure I was mature about the situation and I wasn't speaking from a place of hurt, but more so from a place of healing. Under this Venus retrograde, take your time, reflect, cry it out, scream it out. Don't hurt nobody. Don't hurt yourself. Do the challenges and the exercises on the Virgo Garden website, y'all. Not FAB Boutique online Virgo Garden website. The actual Virgo Garden website. Go up there, do some of the exercises, baby. Like I tell y'all, the medicine don't work if you don't take it. Think about it. Love you, babies. You at least owe your future self that, baby. Mwah.